Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. Way on. Let me tell y'all where I came from. 973. 201. Yeah. Okay, I started off in Jersey, coming out the EO, that's why I'm lion-hearted. I was born in Leo, learned the blocks of Patterson, East 33rd Street, PS 20, drug dealers with a curve street. Mama kept me straight, gave me knowledge like it's Google. Big dogs on the porch, Rottweilers, no poodle. A place misplaced fettuccine, they bust your noodle. Cold winters, cold springs, bloody summers, dope fiends, carjackers, plenty hustlers, dirty dirt, bunch of rhymes, less busters, versatility, my ability. Can't you hear my assembly in my similes? Nash say some kin to me, Jacksons, plus I'm reppin' for the Davis. Stock exchange, nah, my fam, I wouldn't trade it. Now you can catch me on the beach in Miami. Now all my cousins say I made it. La historia. Yeah. Y'all heard about Brick City, Dirty Jersey. Let me bring y'all down to the Dirty South right quick. 239. Okay, Lehigh, we high, up in Lehigh, Richmond Ave, Leland Heights, that's where I be by. First time I saw races out in Greenbrier, but I'm from the slums. Triple K couldn't see Folk Town. Yeah, we call it Little Pakistan, and if you flop, you won't live to walk a map again. Hometown of the Buster Babies. Yeah, I love me some Buster Babies. This the place I learned more game. Weed pills, cheap, plus the cocaine. Learn how to flip a quarter to the whole thing. That gas, and I ain't talking propane. Where the gat go, rat-a-tat-tat, yo. But them choppers don't sound like that. La historia. A little history on Way On. Grew up in Dirty Jersey. Out in the Dirty South. Came down Sunnyside, Miami, what up? 305-954. Yeah. It's Way On.
What a way to get this started. Oh my gosh. You are tuned in to the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show. Let me just breathe just a minute. Let me tell you what happened. Look, when everything is supposed to go smoothly, something always happens, right? That song wasn't even cute to begin. I don't even know where that song came from. But you know what? The good thing about that song is, guys, you know how I've been talking for the past year about needing a new intro track, and reaching out to artists, all across the globe. And everybody's always got their hang-ups, And finally I was like, you know what? Forget it. We just gonna play some nice little instrumental music or whatever, and we're going to get through this episode, right? Well, that artist right there, that track was actually on the birthday playlist last Wednesday, and he has agreed to do the intro for Endie Fiya. You see how they went hand in hand? You know what? We just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. But I really don't even know where it came from because it wasn't queued up to play. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, again, you're live right here on the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show. Let me briefly give you a little bit of history about the awards show because so many people have asked, so where are my tickets at? So where is it at? So what's the attire? So, who's performing? All these questions. And I'm like, you know what? Well, first of all, You can sit in your living room. You can wear your pajamas, you know, your little rollers in your hair. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's virtual. You know, and then like, how does that work? I'm about to tell you how it all started and how this is going to work. All right. So what started out as just a little whimsical banter between myself and my former co-host, Rich Parrott, last year. We applauded a lot of guests, you know, for their energetic approach and their creative efforts to promote their interviews. I mean, every time I turn around, like I would have a guest, like their interview might have been in May, but they were promoting in March. Right? For 2 months, they would promote, and we would joke and be like, yeah, we got to give that person an award. All right? Well, then the next guest we would have would do the same thing. And finally, we were up to like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 guests who were crazy promoting. And I'm thinking, wow, like we could turn this into something. Like, you know, we already had this most promoted, you know what I'm saying? We could really do something huge with this. And so by the end of the year, we had all of these different categories from, you know, best female hip-hop song, best male R&B song, artist of the year, you know, best song, you know, kind of like what they do at the Grammys. Oh, yeah. So we said, you know, we're going to have our own show. We're going to have our own award show, right? So we did that last December and thought, you know, we should probably make this thing annual. You know what I'm saying? 2019, and I probably said last year, meaning 18, 2019 brought us a different, what's the word I'm looking for? A collection, maybe, avenue of the independent community. It opened up artists to us, all right? So we already had, you know, every now and again we had some entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? But we mainly focused on, of course, our independent artists. Well, last year opened up, again, the independent community of authors, the literary community. So we had to add, 4, 5, 6 more categories this year to be able to accommodate all of the guests from the literary community on last year, which expanded the award show for this year. All right? So how this works, all of our winners have already been notified. All right? You have to do something because they got to know when to call in to accept their award, right? All right. So everyone else is kind of just out there like, did I win? Did I not win? And it has been, when I tell you, because they had one stipulation, you know, one disclaimer, I should say. If you tell anybody, if you post this anywhere, you tell your mom and them, you tell that man you lay with every night, you tell that woman you lay with every day that you won, you're disqualified. That's simple. So I had people that would inbox me like, yo, guess what? I won this award and I won this show on Saturday. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can't be on the show on Saturday because you got, oh, yes, I get it. Congratulations, yes. So that's how this works. All right? The Endie Fiya Legend Award goes to Andre King Hope, was a music and marketing manager and the owner of Kings of Entertainment. He was a young, eager entrepreneur in the field of entertainment management. He worked his way through this industry in several different fields, from entertainment and management to the internet to FM radio to live broadcasting and events. He saw the ins and outs of both sides of the coin, from the hard work and dedication of crafting an artist to the strategic planning moves of making a label, going forward with that label, and managing his team. Tragically, King was killed in Tampa, Florida on March 23rd, 2019. We at Endie Fiya will continue to keep his vision alive. King was my co-host on the show from January to March of 2019. So our Endie Fiya Legend Award goes to Andre Hope, better known as King. And his girlfriend was supposed to be here with me this evening to accept his award. And unfortunately, she did receive information a little too late. And I didn't want to, push that on her at the last minute, like, this is, I need you here for that, you know what I'm saying? So we'll have someone who'll be able to speak a little later on behalf of Kings of Entertainment. But again, the 2019 Endie Fiya Legend Award goes to posthumously Andre King hope. All right. So next up is our best female hip hop song category. All right. So now, let me tell you, when it comes to the music categories, our judges always have a very, very tough time in two categories. That is the best female hip hop song and the best male hip hop song for some reason. We find that we have the most artists in those two categories, but the music across the board is phenomenal, you know, from each independent artist, but the judges always have a hard time, right? And while I'm talking about them, thank you to both panels of judges. We had to have two panels this year, one that judged our musical categories and one that, or a group that judged the non-musical categories. That's the literary community. All right, so thank you to both sets of 5 judges who did amazing. I received some awesome critiques from these judges in regards to what, you know, the criteria that they had to use to judge each, you know, particular category. But I thought they were going to go in there. My judges last year, no shade, you know, were just, I like that. That sounds good. You know what I'm saying? They can do this. But my judges this year was on point, especially for the musical categories. They were on point. Like their critiques were on point. If anybody wants them, I'll be more than glad to give it to you. But they were on point this year. All right? So best female hip hop song in the category. You know, normally you say in no particular order, but yes, we got a little bit of order, all right? So everything's done alphabetically, all right? Alphabetically. All right, so in this category, 222 Unique with Flex on them, Diamond the Diva with Pop Out, Lady Kier with My Party, Melody Star with On Go, Q Nova with Rockstar, Rajon with Swagger Jacker, and Shanice Rachel with Call Me Treasure. The 2019 Best Female Hip Hop Song.
Swagger jacker, you the swagger jacker, swagger jacker, you the swagger jacker, swagger jacker, you the swagger jacker, swagger jacker, you the swagger jacker. Yo, find another grind, yo, some swagger jacker. Been rapping for weeks, never get tired. The shit is a beat, rap with desire. I'm ready to speak. You better retire. Attraction to beats like a grill I set on fire. Color is blue, clicking the juice. If Fab's your idol, I'm chipping your tooth. Call your chosen one, yeah, you a damn trick. Got a problem, blow my nuts, yeah, real quick. Ain't even hoods, but you say the right way. Fix the please ass, it be bloody type days. I ain't never pussy, heard you had a sex change. Catch my death change, you on that rat train. My styles is vicious, step it with the quickness. Watch me hurt this pig, like I'm working tick. You get filled up like a canvas stick. Money on my mind, take my pick, get a glimpse. Swagger jacker, swagger jacker, swagger jacker, you're the swagger jacker. Talking like you doing shit, you're the swagger jacker. Looking like you need a boost, you're the swagger jacker. Looking like a little soul, you're the swagger jacker. Swagger jacker, you're the swagger jacker. Swagger jacker, you're the swagger jacker. Yo, find another grind, you're some swagger jackers. React slow to attack flow. The hand cannon, I rip up a-hole. Sprint through your handle and your PC screen. I'm a damn star, now see me gleam. When you kiss my ass, I have you looking jeans. Then the lips get black, see that sitting scene. Fool in the middle, yeah, always in between. Like I killed Zelda's hero, there's a missing link. Meta tells the truth, so get your facts straight. I carry, pull it, lift it, push it, yeah, heavyweight. Stop you off balance, cause I'm the great. Peace, love, happiness, popping pills, babe. I'm like a lion, so just you keep your distance. Haven't even started, yeah, your ass is finished. I'm pumping with lead, now the bastard's full. precision shots coming back like a bow. Yeah, swagger jacker. Yeah, swagger jacker. Yeah, swagger jacker. Yeah, the swagger jacker. Looking like you doing shit. You're the swagger jacker. Looking like you need a boost. You're the swagger jacker. Looking like a little soul. You're the swagger jacker. Yeah, swagger jacker. You're the swagger jacker. Yeah, swagger jacker. You're the swagger jacker. Yo, find another grind. You're the swagger jacker. You're just mad cause my name got more waist style. Damn, tell a cop did it with a smile. Take a look by my prints and forensic files. I got a mastermind that crime seconds away miles. Nah, I don't care, I don't see, I just can't. The money coming fast, stacked up in rubber bands. I'm sadly mistaken, it's real, I ain't faking. See the flow you drop, yep, you exaggerating. Just yapping your mouth, yes you assed out. Rapping out guns, you know nothing about. It's over, I'm wild, I'm hiding you mild. Lyric man, think it's time, miracle bass. Ain't thinking about these dummies, stay on me, hula hoop. But they ain't nothing, they just shit on my pooper scoop. I'm loving you haters, you know I'm getting paper. Fuck it anyway, goddamn swagger jacker. Yep, swagger jacker. Yep, swagger jacker. Yep, swagger jacker. You're the swagger jacker. Talking like you doing shit, you're the swagger jacker. Looking like you need a boost, you're the swagger jacker. Looking like a little soul, you're the swagger jacker. Yep, swagger jacker. You're the swagger jacker. Yep, swagger jacker. You're the swagger jacker. Yo, find another grind, you're the swagger jacker.
She says she waited 5 years to perfect that song, and apparently it paid off. Our 2019 Best Female Hip Hop Song goes to Rajon with Swagger Jacker out of Chicago, Illinois. I don't know where she is tonight, but nevertheless, our 2019 Best Female Hip Hop Song, again, Rajon with Swagger Jacker. Our audience sounds dead. They sound weak tonight. What in the world? Let me see what's going on. All right, move it on. Next category, super busy. Super, stop distracting me. Super hectic, super busy, super, I won't say confusing, but just, again, so many artists in this category that it's always a tough decision. I'm glad I'm not the one who has to make that decision. But I will say that 5 out of 5 judges, this is rare. I think it only happened one other time this year, but 5 out of 5 judges went with this one right here. Let me give you the nominees though. Best Male Hip Hop Song: Black with Dress Code, Brian Keith with Rollover, El Postman with Seduction, Cranky the Game Spitter, Natural State, My Birthplace, 100 Grand Prezi with Selfish, Robbie Rapp with Trap, and Vaughn Riley with Open Waters. Our 2019 Best Male Hip Hop Song.
These niggas killing when they pass like they ain't got no future. They done execute my nigga King like Martin Luther. They say no weapon formed against us, they forgot the shooter. I watched the paramedics pick him up just like some movers. He made the news, there were no clues, there was no information. Detectives knocking at my door, talking investigation. Niggas hitting up my phone about the situation. We making funeral preparations. I'm hollering, long live the king. It's Vaughn really, let me paint the scene. These niggas killing for the cream. Somebody wake me up, come in and shit up like a dream. We were just all in the club, popping bottles, smoking weed. I'm just giving you my heart right now, this shit heavy. Can you hold it, take a moment, I'm just sending my condolences. Since they killed my nigga, I've been moving on some lonely shit. Gotta watch these niggas cause they really on some phony shit. Let that bitch breathe. Police locked me up, I don't bond. Now it's back to basics. Told my public pretender it's fuck probation. I'm playing patient. Looked at the charges I was facing, got me real complacent. I popped the blue, I'm in the matrix. I heard they waiting on my downfall. Keep on waiting. Treat this money like it's sacred. Watch these niggas cause they shady and that's how I'm feeling. Praying for my dog, they pushing for a long sentence. He just called me for a visit. They got my boy in hell, he in that fire. I know he feel it. He can't even see his shit. The sad part, I know it kill him. I'm just giving you my heart right now. This shit broken. And I'm losing focus, trying to balance out the shit I've been through and the shit I noticed. I'm working harder every day like I'ma get promoted. Murder everything I'm on and it's the fucking motive. I swear to God, this shit real. It's more to life than niggas think. There's more fishes in that tank. There's more crabs in that bucket. You gon' float or you gon' sink. I've been going through a lot and I'm expressing through the sink. I'ma pull this shit together like I've been a missing link. Through the trial and tribulations, I done learned to never speak. Good or bad, you gon' sow just what you reap. Everybody got intentions, you gon' get just what you seek. I remember playing keep away, but now we play for keep. I'm just giving you my heart right now where this was left. I was trying to bring him back, I seen him take his last breath. Anybody lost somebody, then they know just how I felt. Sometimes I wanna fold a hand of cards that I was dealt, nigga. Rest in my nigga King. And nowadays I can't even get a text back. On every road to riches, it's a setback. These niggas will set you up, I won't accept that. If I die today, I hope I make me a Nipsey Hussle impact. I'm peeping all the shit you niggas been lack. That's dedication. A thin line on love and hate, and it's the separation. I'm speaking shit to move a nation. I be running with them souls, so it shout out all my Haitians. Florida water made me crazy. You either giving or you taking in this world. Just for my little boy and baby girl. I sacrificed my life just to make sure you live yours. I'm just giving you my heart right now, and you can keep it. It's been left in pieces every single night that I pray. I hope my message reach it. I used to pass my dog the ball, but now he in the bleachers. It's funny how even the student must become the teacher. It's just real life shit, man. Ain't no other way around it. Rest in peace, all my niggas. Free all my niggas. I'm talking about down Florida shit. Just like that.
Just like that. Our 2019 Best Male Hip Hop Song goes to Von Really, Open Waters. Out of Tampa, Florida. Von Really was actually our second artist on the show last year. I'm going to mess this up a couple times this evening because I got to remember that we were in 2019, all right? He was our second guest, our first artist on the show of last year, and he is our 2019 Best Male Hip Hop Song winner. Joining us tonight, let me see who we got on the line. Who's live with us here at the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show?
Hi, my name's Raya.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm Von Really's girlfriend.
Yes. Mariah is here to accept Von Really's award. Unfortunately, he cannot be with us this evening, but that's what you do when you know that you can't be in two places at one time. You send somebody to represent you. Come on, people.
Yes.
So what you want to say? What you want to say on behalf of your man? What you want to say?
We just want to say thank you. We appreciate all the love. He's definitely grinding, working really, really hard to get music out to everybody. So he's going to be ecstatic about this one. I let him know. We just want to tell everybody thank you. And he on all platforms, Von Really, Instagram, Facebook, all that. Look him up.
There you go. Out of Tampa, Florida. Thank you so much for calling in, and tune in to the rest of the episode.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our 2019 Best Male Hip Hop Song, Open Waters, Von Really. And again, let me tell you, because y'all know if you listen to me on a regular basis, you know how I feel about being where you need to be when you're supposed to be there, right? Showing up, When your name is attached to something, you need to show up. And he knew that he couldn't be here this evening, so he sent somebody to represent him. That's what you do, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. Moving on. Our best female pop song. Small category. Pop is normally small for both our females and our males. It's so small for our males that we normally have to combine it. Hopefully next year we'll have male pop by itself. But right now I'm talking about our best female pop song, all right? In the category, we had Lavina Lai with Your Song, and we had Yashe, our Jamaican princess, with No Return. This year's 2019 Best Female Pop Song. Her back on the show in October on the show. Yes, October 29th she was on the show, as a matter of fact. She's affectionately known as the Emo Queen, hailing from upstate New York. Our 2019 Best Female Pop Song winner is Lavina Lai with Your Song. And I think she's joining me in the studio.
I am.
Yay! Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
You want to tell the listening audience who might not have caught the interview just a little bit on the backstory behind your song?
It's basically a really honest and raw song about being betrayed in a relationship. Yeah, so I don't know, it just came from a really real place, and I think that song definitely kind of just speaks for itself emotion-wise.
There you have it, from the artist herself, our 2019 Best Female Pop Song winner, Lavina Lai. You got any shout-outs?
I want to give myself a shout-out, actually, because
definitely.
I feel, really honored, and I want to give you a shout-out, definitely, for supporting me from, basically when I first started, and I'm pretty sure, you see my evolution and my growth, and I genuinely feel that you appreciate, the woman that I've become, so thank you for that.
Oh. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you now, this is not this type of show, all right? She's the only one who's going to start this, all right? Don't you guys finish it. But, yes, I love it when I do have a guest on the show, an artist on the show, where I have watched them grow. And I've known Lavina Lai for, 4, 5, 6 years now. And I tell people all the time, if you can't see growth in yourself, something's wrong. If you don't hear it in your music, something's wrong. You may need to revisit what you're doing, this idea, that you have of being an artist. If you can't see growth in yourself and in your music. But I can firmly stand flat-footed and say that I've seen nothing but not only growth in her music, but her as a person. I've seen her go through so many different phases in her life. We've all gone through hell. A lot of us have survived it, gone back through it, you know what I'm saying? And I've watched her go through so many different stages in her life and overcome everything. She pours it out through her music, as you can listen right here through your song. Also, the video is on YouTube coming up later. I believe it's up for Best Video, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. All right. So most definitely thank you. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I definitely, it was very important for me to thank you and definitely give you the shout out, because a lot of people overlook my talent sometimes, and you've always been somebody to let me know, hey, you got it. So definitely appreciate that.
There you have it. Our 2019 Best Female Pop Song winner, Lavina Lai, with Your Song. Make sure that you stay tuned in for the rest of the show.
Yes.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lavina Lai, here with you guys on Endie Fiya Radio, hosted by Nakia, playing only the hottest music, and of course me.
Yes, of course, her. Next up. I just talked about this category, Best Male R&B and Pop. And again, we had to combine this category last year because we only had one pop male artist. And this year, we only had one pop male artist. So I'm on a mission this year, all right? I'm on a mission. We're going to have at least 5 male pop artists on the show. All right, it's January 25th. We got a whole 11 months to make this happen. 5 male pop artists on the show. If you're listening, we're now booking into April. All right, so make sure that you get in. I think we're mid-April. Make sure that you get in so you don't have 11 months. You got from April to December to make that happen. All right, 2019 Best Male R&B Pop Song category. And the nominees are Lil Cole with Good, Karaoke Range with Infinite Love, Tail Dash with You, and True Soul Davis with Satisfied. And your 2019 Best Male R&B Pop Song winner is
I've been waiting for this moment. Don't wanna let it slip away. I see you all cried out. So take my hand and hold it, babe. And I will come to your rescue. Don't even have to call my name. Whether the sky is falling or the earth is coming to an end, I'll be right by your side to help you, hold you, girl, you're my lady. You won't have to look for me, hey, yeah. I'll keep you company. Our love is infinite, nothing like our love. Our love is infinite. Yeah. Baby, picture you and me. Candlelights all around the balcony. Rose petals lead to the bedroom. Girl, happiness is standing right in front of you. And I will come to your rescue. Don't even have to call my name. Whether the sky is falling or the earth is coming to an end, I'll be right by your side to help you, hold you, girl, you're my lady. Listen, 'cause I need you in my life about right now. Don't wanna wait, baby girl, I've been counting down. You need to leave, so girl, just come with me. We could be together. Girl, be my infinite lover. Oh, girl, my infinite lover. Girl, won't you be my infinite lover? Come on and hold your baby. My infinite lover. Girl, be my infinite lover. Ooh, my infinite lover. Let me hold you in my arms. Girl, be my infinite lover. I take you on a trip tonight, girl. My infinite lover. Oh, girl, won't you be my infinite lover? Every night, every day. My infinite lover. Girl, be my infinite lover. Oh, girl, my infinite lover. Let me take you out tonight and show you good time, baby. I want you to be my sweet lady.
hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, R&B sensation Tario T. Range is our 2019 Best Male R&B Pop Song winner was Infinite Love. And he may chime in a little later. You know how black people are. They be on CP time and stuff. You know, they're never on the Kia's time. They just be on their time. So he may chime in, and when he does, we'll bring him right in. All right? So our 2019 Best Male R&B Pop Song winner, again, Tario T. Range with Infinite Love. Funny story about that song. That category right there, according to my judges, was a tough category also. It was almost 5 out of 5. But I had one judge who says one of the artists in that category, I want to say it was Teo Dash, she said that no, he sounds like Tyrese, and she had this flashback of being in college, and I can't remember the song she compared it to, but it was hilarious when, I just received the winners list this week, but them talking about it, over the past couple of days, they were discussing, them having to go back and forth about her not wanting to vote because she felt that Teo Dash sounded so much like Tyrese, and this song that she had this strong connection to in college, and it was crazy. When I tell you the stories I have heard over the past I got Tuesday. So since Tuesday, now that they can talk freely to me, the stories that I have heard, they've been funny. They've been so hilarious how each artist, they were able to connect somehow with each artist, and the stories have just been amazing. Again, thank you to both sets of our 5 panel of judges for all the work that you put in, the hours that you spent, because this was not something that took 1 hour. It took 2, I do believe it was 2 sessions of 4.5 hours sessions for them to, with the music categories, for them to go through and, make their decisions. And then 1 session of about 4.5, 5 hours with the non-musical, the literary community categories as well. So thank you, judges, for all of the time that you invested in making sure that, we play fair, because everybody's winners in my books. I've been threatened already. Somebody told me if they didn't win, we was fighting after the show. So I'm ready for you. I'm ready. But everybody's a winner in my book. Everybody's a winner. You guys, I love all of you. I wish that I could award you all in your respective categories, but unfortunately, you know how that goes. All right. So again, our best male R&B pop song went to Tario T. Range for Infinite Love. We're gonna back up because I skipped the category. I did. Shame on me. Our best female R&B song. Yes. All right. So this one was much debate. I heard, even though it was hands down, there was a lot of debate. I'm telling you, ladies, if you want these critiques, they're awesome. Both constructive, constructive criticism, and then a lot of positive, reinforcing feedback as well. And from some, very, very well-respected industry professionals. And I love everything that they had to say, and a lot of what they had to say is how I felt about the songs the very first time, or the second, or the 15th, the 27th time that I heard any of these songs. So in the Best Female R&B category, we have Sadrina with Bed to Floor, Chanel J. Wilson with Draw Near to Me, Dana Blackwell with Tune Setting, Linda Washington with Take Me, I'm Yours, and Rosetta Marie with Bounce. And our 2019 Best Female R&B Song winner is
I'm on the front line checking my stats, running background checks 'cause I'm cautious. It ain't hard to tell that I love being me. Thinking dating nowadays is exhausting. I'm on a natural high, not trying to come down. Just passing through, not trying to stop now. Love to see the smiles on my loved ones' faces. Then after my shows, it's back to the basics. From phone bills to car notes and insurance. Fuel in my gas tank and bridge clearance. Repping currency king. Write it down, take a picture, a copy and paste. Haters are hating my ground.
Tune setting, upgrading your vocals to high quality sound. A formulation, as it goes for Jana Blackwell.
Been lost in this world trying to find myself. Saying, Lord, can you hear me? I need your help. Lost a few loved ones in my life. Trying to raise my kids and teach them right. Rent is sky high, trying to lose my pride. It's warm in my heart, but it's cold outside. Hard to survive, it's not like the 80s. I guess in my dreams I can get that Mercedes. Way over my head, gotta stay focused. Gotta pay this rent or get a 30-day notice. 'Cause it's a cold, cold world. Gotta guard yourself, be on your P's and Q's.
Heart and soul, diva of the Bay Area. As you know, it's tune setting. As we bring through Jana Blackwell.
C-Town Records Mistress of Soul, our 2019 Best Female R&B Song winner, Jana Blackwell, with Tune Settings. And I think I have Miss Jana Blackwell with me now. How are you?
Yes, you do. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. You know, I'm all out for it, but this means so much to me, you know, and our team. I think that, you know, when I started doing music such a long time ago, I didn't set out to win any awards, but the fact that, you know, we're being recognized means the world to me. It also means a lot to the people that support me, and I truly, truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
You are so, so very welcome. And, guys, let me tell you, if you're listening prior to you calling in, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you watch the award shows before. Y'all get up here and act brand new like you don't know what's going on. They just be like, yes. Thank you, people. Thank you, listening audience. You know, I should have prepped you guys. I know. But let Jana be the example that you need right there. Our 2019 Best Female R&B Song winner, Jana Blackwell, with Tune setting. Dana, what's in the future? I've seen some posts about New York and Atlanta, and can you talk about anything that's coming up?
Well, I can. Like this is an exciting year for us as a team. We're moving outside of California and venturing out and planning to do some shows in the cities where we're gaining support. And so our first stop will be Atlanta, and then also in New York as soon as we can get those dates lined up. And everything will be posted on our website, ctownrecords.com. But in the spring, look for us to be traveling around outside of the Cali and making some appearances. We're looking forward to doing that, and representing the music and the team, as well as maybe putting out some new tracks. There's been talk about doing that as well. So 2020 is going to be an exciting year for such an indie artist as myself,
Well, I am super excited. I can't wait for you all to hit the East Coast so I can see you live and show some mad crazy love to you and the C-Town Records family.
Oh.
Again, our 2019 Best Female R&B Song winner, Dana Blackwell, with Tune Setting. Dana, make sure that you tune in to the rest of the show. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes. Again, as I said before, that was a very tough category. Anything with the females in it, for some reason, is very, very tough. I don't know what it is. Some same females are the ones that told me they was gonna get me after the show if they ain't win. But you know how we are. You know. It's all love. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya for the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show, hosted by yours truly, Nakia. Moving on to the next category. This category right here, last year, I remember, I think I set the criteria too high. Each category has to have specific criteria. You have to be able to meet certain measurements within that criteria. You can't be the best female pop song and you're a male and you sing country. You know what I'm saying? So you have to meet certain criteria within each category. So last year, our best, our artist of the year came from Spain. Yes, he was from Spain. Alice, who is now in California, but did some phenomenal things last year. We thought, maybe we should keep the standard high, but she's in Spain. You know what I'm saying? She did things globally. Just looking at the scope of the artists that we had this year. Unfortunately, nobody went global last year, but they're starting to do so this year, and it's only the 25th day of January. So they're not playing. Artists aren't playing this year. All right, but in the category of Artist of the Year, when I tell you I have papers everywhere, I can't keep up with myself. All right, Artist of the Year, Double O, Frankie the Game Spitter, Keisha Beard, Rocky the Ron Slayer, True Soul Davis, Vaughn Riley, and Yashay. Again, Artist of the Year, Double O, Frankie the Game Spitter, Keisha Beard, Rocky the Ron Slayer, True Soul Davis, Vaughn Riley, and Yashay. Every one of these artists were deserving of Artists of the Year. Unfortunately, we couldn't award everyone Artist of the Year. Our 2019 Artist of the Year, just a snippet of what he does.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When it comes to heartbreak, no, you've had your share of more than few. They build you up with broken promises that didn't come through. But I want you to know that I realize and I see good in you. But when
When it comes to love, your heart is questioning what is the use. I know what you want, baby, I got it. I got it all. And when you think of us, baby, don't doubt it. No doubt at all. I wanna show you that you're fine. Show you just how bright you shine. Love is work that's over time. I'm so happy that you're mine. I know just what you want, and I know just what you need, and I'm here, right here. Said I know your heart is weak, but I got just what you seek, girl. I'm here, right here. Don't worry about your past thing. Don't worry about your past friend. Girl, I'm gonna be your best friend. Your best friend. I've been listening to it. When it comes to love, you close the door. But I'm here to give you what you need and more. Girl, whatever they won't do, I'm gon' do. Oh, baby, I vow to. I know what you want, baby, I got it. I got it all. And when you think of us, baby, don't doubt it. No doubt at all. I wanna show you that you're fine. Show you just how bright you shine. Love is a work that's over time. I'm so happy that you're mine. I know just what you need. I know, yeah. Right here, baby. I know your heart gets weak, but I got just what you seek, girl. I'm here. Right here. I got it right here for you.
He headlined at the R&B Ball sponsored by Radio 1, Urban 1. He headlined at the Temple of Passion, Love, and Cupid Showcase. He performed on the Free Thinkers Tour hosted by Walt Thinker. He performed at Jack Thistle, Down, Racino, Move the Crowd Jam. He released his second EP, his latest single, which this needs to be updated because I believe right here is the latest single. Anyway, his single, Stay, was released through Sony Music. He signed a single deal with White Lion Records. He received airplay and jingle spot on Radio 1, Urban 1, and he started his own fragrance for women, inspired by love. Our 2019 Artist of the Year, True Soul Davis.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
How are you? You know, we got to work on the applause. You guys got to get the applause going, all right? I got to run the dashboard. I got to read and work the applause. Come on, guys. We're going to try this again. Our 2019 Artist of the Year, True Soul Davis. Thank you. Damn. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you? You said it.
I am good. All right, so we had you on the show earlier last year. I want to say it was, wow, it's been a year. January 24th of last year, we had you on the show.
Wow.
He's known as the R&B nympho, guys. All right, so when I heard this, my mind just went to the word nympho. I didn't hear nothing about R&B. I just saw and heard nympho, all right? But then I listened to his music, and I figured it all out. You know what I'm saying? I figured it all out. So what is, other than me reading, what I read, what else has happened, in your life musically? I know that you act as well, but what else has happened for you since we had you on the show back last January?
Oh, man. Since then, like you said, you had to act, and I did do a movie or two, actually, with people out here, a young lady by the name of Jen Williams. We did a movie called Click, and I was on the soundtrack, and I was in the movie for that. But
wow.
Musically, I'm trying to think just musically. I got back with some good producers. The guy who did produce Right Here, which is my latest single. See, I don't know what happened when you read it, but my latest single is Right Here, the one you just played. And produced by my boy Ronnie Basco with Hit World Music. So I got back with him down in Atlanta, and we working on some things for my new project that I'm going to be dropping in maybe a few months. But nothing major other than the radio spot, like the Urban One radio one. That was major, especially like here, in my city. But the whole Radio One, Urban One, they got that whole market for the adult contemporary music. So I get a little spot every, in all the major markets.
Awesome. Now I know, I don't want to talk too much about it because, I know it hasn't been released yet, but I know that you're working on some new music. I know that you're always working on music. Because guys, that I'm an A&R, and I spend a lot of my days, long nights, early mornings, listening and critiquing music. And when I met True Soul Davis last year, I was fortunate, or he felt that I was worthy enough to listen to his music and give him, positive and negative feedback. Because anybody who's ever sent me their music knows that I'm going to provide them with tons of negative feedback. You can only get better. You know what I'm saying? You can't send me anything that is A1 off top. Until I got this last track that he's got out. I know you can't talk about it, but when you can render me speechless, that says a lot. I want to say that to you, first of all. I know I messaged that to you, but when you can render me speechless, that says a lot about the growth that I've seen in you in the past year. What else are you working on besides the movements around that track?
Besides the movement around that track,
yeah,
just trying to get the next project done. Because, see, this one's going to really be a concept project, and it's going to be called The Art of Love. And with that being said, it's going to talk about when you first meet the person you're with, how that feels, leaving that impression, how they steal your heart. And then, that's when the right here comes along, like everything you need, I feel like it's right here. Or vice versa.
Right.
And, I got some stuff, like spend the night, but not just for one night, for the rest of my life, because you really, this is how love goes. And
that's how love's supposed to
find
go.
out. Yeah, it goes that way when you speak the proper language. Like everybody got a love language. You don't got to speak their language, but just at least understand their language so you can be on the same playing field.
See, you guys wonder why he's known as the R&B nympho. Take notes, ladies. Take notes. Take notes. Anything else?
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing I can really talk about because I don't want to.
Right.
I got agreements. I don't want to put nothing too much out there. But this next
right.
Gonna be
I respect that.
Next level. It's gonna be next level.
I
can say that we are talking to Tank. I can say that part. We are working with Tank. So
hell, I could have
said
said
the next
that.
level. Yeah, I know, but I just, I should. If you'd have asked, I would have cleared something to let you spin it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Got you. Well, there you have it. Our 2019 Artist of the Year hailing
I'm
from
honored.
Cleveland, Ohio. True Soul Davis.
Yeah. Again, I'm honored. Thank you. I want to thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to thank you, everybody at Endie Fiya. Like, y'all dope, man. Like, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna talk. Like, yeah.
You're so very welcome. You are so very welcome. Make sure that you tune in for the remainder of the show.
You already know, baby. Peace.
All right. You have a good one.
You too.
We're going to slow this down just a little bit. We've had the bulk of our music categories. We're going to jump into some of our new categories this year. Keeping up with, I won't say these are the top categories, but they are the top categories. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we have the Artist of the Year. And next up, we have the Entrepreneur of the Year. This was a hard category I heard also from my judges because what they had to do was, I shouldn't be telling everything, but I'm going to tell you because people are wondering, like, especially, they go, well, I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going, why I didn't? Because everybody is their own entrepreneur of the year and decade. And hell, I'm the entrepreneur of the year. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's going to want to know. So take in your bio, all right, and they read your bio. They listened to your interview. And then they went and researched you, all right? What they found out, I don't know. They had specific guidelines that they had to follow. So from what they found, that's how they chose our Entrepreneur of the Year. And this category was hard. I would not have wanted this category for nothing in the world because every entrepreneur seems to be a serial entrepreneur. They got 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 different businesses, partnerships, collaborations that are going on, and it was very hard. I will say it was very hard for them to select the Entrepreneur of the Year. In this category, Ava Laura Gaither, Ebony Thompson, Harlow Hendricks, Hassel Moore, Dr. Monica Bickerstaff, Rose Marie Williams, Shashina Gibbs, and Sean Wilson. Let me read my entrepreneurs again. Ava Laura Gaither, Ebony Thompson, Harlow Hendricks, Hassel Moore, Dr. Monica Bickerstaff, Rose Marie Williams, Shashina Gibbs, and Sean Wilson. It's so important that I just emphasize these entrepreneurs because each and every one of our independent artists, our independent authors, those within the literary communities, everyone is an entrepreneur. And again, everyone would have been deserving of this award, but there was just something special that the judges saw in this individual. Too bad he don't have no hype music or nothing that I could bring him into. Let me see what I could do. Let me see. I can't do nothing but give him an applause. How about that? Our 2019 Entrepreneur of the Year goes to Chantel Zeus Wilson. Y'all like who? Hey. I know, right? Sean Wilson. Yes, y'all might know him as the founder, the starter of Coco Vida Coquito. Yes, he sells and distributes Coquito year-round, not just for the holidays, throughout Greater New York, Westchester, Long Island, New Jersey, and Connecticut. He is one of those uber serial entrepreneurs that I was talking about with numerous partnerships and collaborations that are attached to his name. And if I'm not mistaken, he's somewhere now like expanding his real estate portfolio. So he's always on the go and very well deserving of the 2019 Entrepreneur of the Year, Mr. Sean Wilson. How you doing tonight?
What's good? Thank you.
You should have came. You should have came with your own music. You know what I'm saying? You should have came with your own intro music, so I could have just been like, hey.
It's okay. You got all these artists. Maybe I need to collab with one of them and just make that happen.
No, I've seen you dance, so I'm probably thinking you can't sing either because you can't dance. So no.
Wow.
You do what you do, and you leave. You know what I'm saying? You leave the music and everything to the artist. Speaking of artists, you know what? When the show first started, you know what played?
What?
Wayon played. Wayon played.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. He wasn't queued up. He was not queued up to play, but he played. And a funny story is he's actually, and I could talk about it now because I mentioned it earlier, but he's going to do the new intro for the show. Guys who are just tuning in to the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show. If you tuned in last Wednesday to the birthday show, which was hosted by Sean Wilson, we played a track, and we played it several times because it was requested several times throughout the episode. And this gentleman is going to do the new intro music for Endie Fiya. I'm super excited. He has the beat, but he also has free range to do whatever he wants to do. I think that was the problem before. You know, as entrepreneurs, you want things done your way. These are your businesses, and you have people that work under you, but you kind of want things done, you know, your way. I don't know about you, but I do. You know, and so I always had these guidelines that people had to follow. And now I've given him free range, so I'm excited to hear what this track sounds like. But enough about me. I want to talk about your businesses just a little bit to those who may not know about Coco Vida Coquito.
Of course. So all of y'all who don't know and all of y'all who do know, Sean Wilson, founder of the Coco Vida Coquito. We go all year round, all right? Coquito's no longer for the holidays. We're over here building a tradition, not resting upon one, all right? And we come with different variety of flavors. It comes with, liberations and some without the libations. And we're just, again, like you were saying earlier, just expanding the portfolio for the business. So right now I'm in D.C., I'm taking some real estate courses with people I know and trust from the ET Association, and it's not about me. It's about giving back, getting that financial literacy, and just this is the start as part of and you know this too. Part of being an entrepreneur is just giving back, and knowledge is power, and just educating people where whatever we didn't learn in the school systems. This is now how we're giving back. We're giving back with this knowledge because, money can only take you so far. But if you know what to do with the money, whether it's investing, saving, putting it into life insurance policy, so on and so forth, just that's what we're all about,
And that you mentioned teaching. I know that you go into the schools and you teach as well, correct?
Yeah, so what I do is, not the formal teaching, but I do have I do have a network of people who work in the schools, and what they do is they bring me in for their career days or just a regular day of class. I'm their guest teacher for the day, and what we do is we plan like 2 or 3 weeks out what we're gonna do and I use whatever I learn to apply what they can apply for not just their class, but for life and working with others. Because, we're in it's about networking. Networking is where it's going to get you where you need to be. Because your network is your network.
There you go.
But I really want to say, sorry.
Let me chime in on that just really quickly. Let me chime in. Let me chime in on that. I think that should be that phrase makes hella sense, but it needs to be expanded upon because I'm telling you, my network is massive, but it does not show in my net worth. All right, so either I'm doing something wrong, or the people I'm connected to we ain't doing something right together.
So it's about this. I'm gonna shorten this for you, right? I know because we can talk about this forever. It's so because you're an entrepreneur, so you're the one with the vision, right? You're the one creating these ideas and everything like that. So you have to keep yourself in that position, and where your network comes in is that you have to position these people to do what you need to do, so you can gain that net worth. You have to position people. So that's what I'm doing now, because it's the same with me. If somebody needs some money, I have somebody for that need, but I haven't positioned people so it can benefit me. And we could talk about this offline too. So you haven't positioned the people. You know them, you established the relationship, but did you position them? That's what you need to really think about.
So, guys, our guests are always dropping gems around here. You ain't got to go sit up in the webinar that you got to pay for, go to these classes, you know what I'm saying? Tune in when we have these, especially those in the literary community and our entrepreneurs on the show. Tune in when we have those on the show because they drop gems continuously that can benefit us all right? Our 2019 Definitely. Entrepreneur of the Year, Sean Wilson. You got any shout-outs? Showing some love tonight?
Just shout out to I'm down here now. Shout out to DC Invest. Shout out to Eric Thomas and Associates. Shout out to Wayon out there. Shout out to my frat brothers from Iota Phi Theta, always looking out. Shout out to Jamal King, who I'm with this weekend. Shout out to the whole CV team. Lotus. Shout out to Jamila, Lala. Thank you for helping me get here, because it's not about me, it's about the team. Team helped me get here. I just implied the vision and we went out there to get work. And of course, shout out to you who just, recognizing people and giving people a shot where other people are not, so just definitely building that community. So thank you, Endie Fiya Radio, and the team behind you and everything you're doing.
You are so very, 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 very welcome. Again, our 2019 Entrepreneur of the Year, Sean Zeus Wilson. Make sure you tune in for the remainder of the show.
Oh, of course.
Next up, oh my gosh, I miss having music. I should probably throw some music in here, right? Nah, let's keep it moving. Like I said, we're going to keep with our bigger categories right now. So we're going to move on to our Author of the Year. And oh my gosh, another huge category that the judges had a hard time with. I don't think these judges are going to come back to me next year. They're probably going to be like, you know what, nah, put me on music, or you know what, let me work the sounds of the dashboard or something. Let me hit the applause button. They're not going to want to do the literary community next year. I already know. Because this category right here, just like our, best female hip-hop and best male hip-hop, this one right here was tough for our judges. I'm talking about the Author of the Year category. Right? In that category, we had Author Asira, Natty Boy Black, Pinterest Monique, Chanel, and Tanisha Stewart. And I don't have no intro music for her either, but let me give you just a little bit of this right here.
Hey now, what's good? It's your girl, Jana Blackwell, C-Town Records, Mistress of Soul. And you're on the air with the hottest independent station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Nakia, giving you that heat right here on the station, bringing you all of the hottest hip-hop hits, Endie Fiya.
Thank you, Jana. That's our 2019 Best Female Song winner, Jana Blackwell, right there. And our 2019 Author of the Year is, let's see, she resides in Virginia with her husband and 4 children. She is the CEO of Dream Wake Work Publishing. She's a licensed LPN who holds a BA and MA in psychology. She works across many genres, including Black historical fiction, urban, contemporary, women's lit, self-help, mystery and suspense, and young adult. Her grind is as an author is relentless, and it is reflected in her quality as well as the quantity of the work that she produces. And if you've listened to any episode where one of our authors has been on the show. They've done nothing but exemplify this woman, our 2019 Author of the Year, Asira.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
You know what? Hold on. We're going to try this again. I got to work with my people that's hitting the applause button because they're doing multiple tasks right now. All right, so we're going to do this again. Howard, I give you the phenomenal bomb-ass introduction, and they can't even hit applause. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to do this again. Our 2019 Author of the Year, Asira. Thank you, guys. Thank you. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
That was so hard to find.
Oh my gosh, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Man, when I tell you, I've talked about, I don't know how long you've been on. I know people, I'm sorry. Let me interrupt just a moment. I'm sorry. I see that we have about 35 calls right now. Guys, you have to just listen in just on the show tonight. I can't allow you to call in and congratulate your favorite, or your nominee or the winners. Because I have to look at bringing in the correct people. Like if I start connecting people, then guess what? It's going to be a heyday up in here. I'm telling you, like the lines are crazy right now. What that means to me is I'm elated. I thank you for the support, not only for myself, but the individuals that you're calling in to support, the nominees as well as the winners. So just continue to listen, either by phone or the link that has been provided. But again, I cannot open up the lines to all of the callers that we have this evening. All right, fair enough? Thank you. All right, so Sarah, yes, as I was saying, this category for my judges was crazy because they had kind of like the same criteria that they had, for the entrepreneur. They of course had to go and listen to your interview. They had to research you, and they had to read excerpts, of like several of your books. Like I made the criteria like just all across the board, really, really wild for the literary section. All right, so again, they probably won't come back next year and want to judge. But hands down, they've seen everything that you've done. They've seen the authors that you work with, and they're just amazed. And when they listen to your interview and you talk about things that you wanted to see happen, like you had the company, Dream Wake Work Publishing, but all the authors that you've acquired since your interview, because you interviewed back in June, all the authors that have come on board since then has been phenomenal. And we've interviewed damn near all of them. And so I know that you have to be doing something right, not only as a businesswoman, but as an author, because every week I'm getting tagged in something almost every other day where there's been a new book that has been put out. So, take us back very quickly to June and just let us know what has transpired in the past 6 months for author Asira.
You know what? I actually started the company last year, and I'm trying to remember the exact month. I want to say maybe around March or so. So for a while, I was doing wig work. And then I brought Arnold from South Africa on, and Candy, and we've just kind of grown from there. Like I have some really talented, authors. So, and we're a family, which I do. I love about the company. You know what I'm saying? Like we do reach out and we help each other out. So, since then, we have grown. We've got books out. We've got part 2s and part 3s coming, and just new work. And I try to not put my authors in a box because I'm not in a box as far as genre and things like that. So, that's one thing. Just the growth on the author side with author development and manuscript review. But I also have my client side where I do, again, author development, manuscript review, ghostwriting. So that's grown as well. So I've kind of got my hands in a couple of different pots, as far as Dream Wake work is concerned. So I'm very blessed that it's grown, and I work with the people that I work with, and that I was even nominated for this. So the team has definitely grown. So I just, hope that it continues to do so.
Awesome. Can you give and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I know that you're always ready, for an aspiring author who may be listening right now, what piece of advice could you offer that person if they say, I follow her on social media and I see everything that she's putting out on a weekly, on a daily or a weekly basis, or the collaborations that she's doing, or what her authors are doing, but what's my next step? Like, what do I need to do? Like, how can I get where she is? Or, what do I need to do to be able to level up? You know what I'm saying? What piece of advice could you offer that aspiring artist? Author. I'm sorry, author.
I would tell them just don't give up, and just don't forget what your focus is. And there's always somebody, who's willing to help you. Ask questions if you have to ask questions. Do the research. Write when you don't feel like writing. I will say, since towards the end of last year, I kind of had to be reminded that I wasn't just a CEO. I was an author as well. So I had, you want to surround yourself with people who get you. They know what you want. They're encouraging of you. So I have a team around me now who is kind of like, you're a CEO and you do this and you do that, but you're an author as well. So you have to push and you have to write when you don't feel like writing, when, nothing's coming to mind. You have to write anyway. And again, like I said, you have to have a team of supportive people around you, people who get it, people who are willing to push you and say to do it, and just do it. I would rather have tried, not, and I don't want to say fail, but I would rather have tried than have the regret of not trying at all. So I would definitely, write. I would research, see what the best route for you is. Is it, self-publishing? Is it signing with the publisher? Just to push and keep going. And don't think that it comes overnight. It definitely does not come overnight. It is frustrating. We're masochists. I don't know. I told my team, I don't know why we do it. It's frustrating when you're writing a book. Your characters are frustrating you. Where are you going from here? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Then, it is. It's like, I said, I don't know why we do this to ourselves. Like, you have to really love this craft to push through, because it's going to be frustration and doors closing your face every, which way, but you just don't stop. So that would be my thing. Just push, surround yourself with people who are supportive. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to try. Like I said, I would rather, have said that I tried it than to live with the regret of not doing it at all. So, that would be my advice to them.
That is awesome. And as I explained when we had our Entrepreneur of the Year on, guys, when we have our guests on, whether it's an artist, whether it's someone from the literary community, an entrepreneur, they're always dropping these free gems. All right, take notes, jot this stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Because people have questions.
Absolutely.
We always talk about there being so many avenues of that we could jump on, right? And so many routes that we can take. Let me break that down for you. I'm saying, all right, I want to sell lip gloss, but I also see that there's Fendi that I got to compete with, and there's the crayon case that I got to compete with, and there's CoverGirl that I got to compete with. There's enough for all of us, right? But the thing about it is sometimes people get their own. They stay close-fist with what they have, and they don't want to share because they don't want to see other people prosper and succeed. But how do you think that you're going to continue to be successful if you continue to get what you get, keep your hands closed, and not bless anybody else? So when I have guests on the show and they drop these gems, they're doing it not only for themselves, but for you as well. Mostly for you, because they've gone through tested trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And this is what works.
Absolutely.
This is what works. And so when they're dropping these tidbits of information for you, grab hold to them, all right, and run with them so that you can come back,
Absolutely,
be on the show and be just as successful as them, and hopefully be on the show next year as my author of the year. All right, deal? Y'all make me that deal. All right, our 2019 author of the year, Asira. Do you have any shout-outs that you want to give this evening?
You know, I just want to shout out everybody who supported me, my readers, you know, my co-authors. I definitely, you know, want to shout out my family. They've been supportive of me as well. And when I say co-authors, you know, people who I co-write with, such as Uniquely Lachey, Soldier Chalk. Soldier Chalk and I have done, like, since October, like 10 books together. And he's been really, you know, he's been one of the people who've, like, you know, have had to remind me, like, you're not just, you know, a business owner, you're a writer as well. So kind of keeping me on my toes as far as that's concerned. Every single one of my authors, I would just, like, I'm so proud of them and the work that they put in. And every day, like, it's messaging, like, what do you need, boss lady? What, you know, what are we working on? And they're willing to kind of listen and grow. So I definitely appreciate that. And again, like the readers, like I never know, you know, who's reading my books until, like, you know, I get a message in my inbox or, you know, I see the reviews. So I absolutely want to, you know, say to my readers that I absolutely appreciate them. And I just hope that I continue to entertain them and, you know, give them some things to think about in my books. And I just really, really appreciate them, because without them, you know, where would I be, you know? So I definitely want to give that shout out. I also want to shout out you, because you know, you've been very, very supportive of Dreamwake work, and, you know, you've had my authors on and we talk, and I just really want to, you know, let you know that you're appreciated as well. You really are.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
Our 2019 Author of the Year, Author Asira. Oh, they got it now. They got it now. Make sure that you stay tuned in for the rest of the show. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
You too, absolutely. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody in the place, mosey on to the floor. Mosey on to the floor. Everybody in the place, mosey on to the floor. Mosey on to the floor. I'm headed to the boneyard to get loose. Turning up, going hard with my crew. Moving to the floor, everybody from the line. It don't matter how you dance, let's have a good time. I just wanna see you boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie. First off, I'ma tap my feet, clap my hands while I listen to the beat. Got a little bit of trap with a country swing, so I add a little rap with a country slang. Now the 808 bumping, got the place jumping. Get up out the seat, baby, shake a little something. Put it on my horse like a rodeo. KZ about to hit you with the do-si-do. Little cute young Philly, say she from the city. Even though I'm drunk, she wanna cut her up with me. Put on my boots, cause it's time to get busy. Hand me my guitar, give me my whiskey. To the boneyard to get loose. Turning up, going hard with my crew. Moving to the floor, everybody from the line. It don't matter how you dance, let's have a good time. I just wanna see you boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie. Alright, y'all, let me see you step. Slide to the right, now glide to the left. You can do it by yourself, you don't need no help. Little city boy swag, but it's country felt. And my pockets way bigger than a country belt. With a cup full of drink, getting drunk as hell. Couple people in the club about to mosey in. 1 o'clock still going, let the party begin. Now, look at how she move that caboose. Now, love it when a woman get loose. Now, juicy, last name fruit. Say she wanna dance, baby, hold my boot. Headed to the boneyard to get loose. Turning up, going hard with my crew. Moving to the floor, everybody from the line. It don't matter how you dance, let's have a good time. I just wanna see you boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard boogie, boneyard to the club, everybody boogie. Hey, yo, KC. Hey, let me see if I can get a swing of this thing right quick.
with me now. Country boy getting buck wild in the city now. Boogie, got them moving coast to coast. Now all y'all tripping like a rodeo. Shorty do some price and a gamma toes. Show me what you're working with. Take it to the floor.
All right, you stretched and everything. Y'all good? You woke now? All right, good. So let me tell you. All right, so BET and MTV and the Grammys and everybody, they got Lil Nas X, right? Well, we got KZ. Check him out on Instagram at KZ_. The artist, he says he's going to be the next #1 country rap artist. With that track right there. And that's Barnyard Boogie. I think he got something. Featuring Stoney Murphy. Let me forget the feature. Featuring Stoney Murphy. But I think he got something right there. I don't know. We feeling it. You know what I'm saying? We forever bouncing around the studio. Like it's in rotation on Endie Fiya on Mondays. So we played it. We debuted it last Wednesday on the birthday playlist. Was blown away because, you know, we hadn't heard it, so we didn't know what we was about to get because he was like country and rap, and I'm thinking no and no. But when we heard it, I was like, oh, we got a banger right there. So he just got to get a little dance with it, you know what I'm saying? Get a little challenge going on, you know, people. I don't want to give him no ideas, but yeah, boy, because I know you probably listening. This is what you need to do. Go ahead and put it out there. Have a little challenge. You know, you want to give a little money away, like $100 for whoever does the best challenge. Come up with a dance for your song. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the video is already out, but you need to do the remix to that video. And, you know, because you saying that you want this to be the next #1, we're going to keep spinning it here, but I need you to put some fire behind it, all right? That was Barnyard Boogie, KZ, featuring Stoney Murphy. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on the 2nd Annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show, hosted by your girl, Nakia. All right, moving right along. Next up, let me see. This gentleman, well, I better tell you about the category first, right? I'm so anxious to get past the category, to tell you the truth. The best video category was something that we added in. No, actually, we had it last year, and we almost pulled it, but then we had enough artists that actually put the videos out this year. You know what I'm saying? And there, again, you have the criteria, you know what I'm saying? But even though I would have wanted, you know, a particular artist, or somebody else would have wanted a particular artist, hands down on this one right here, it was hands down. Let me tell you, in this category, you had At My Neck. That was Brian Keith. Live from the Natural State, Frankie the Game Spitter. Love You More, Von Really featuring Royalty and Tom G. You, Tail Dash, and Your Song featuring Lavina Live. All of them is my songs. I love all of them. I love all the songs. I love the visuals for every one. I think they were all very creative. But hands down, with 30,000 views on YouTube, he hails from Southwest Louisiana. He came by way of his management last January 22nd, I want to say. So a year ago, we had this gentleman on the show. This track talks about having the opposition at his neck because he's coming up. I guess maybe that's why he couldn't be here tonight, or acknowledge the fact that, you know, he actually won this award because, you know how people get, y'all know me. I'm petty, and I'm truthful at the same time, especially when it comes to my brands. All right, I feel like when your head gets so big that you can't recognize the smaller people, there's a problem. All right, and you should be mindful when you do things like that, because you never know the people, the toes that you step on. You never know. What's the saying in the Bible? I'm gonna get religious on them. Touch not my anointed. Is that how it goes? All right. So our winner, he probably don't want to come forth now, but our winner for best video is Brian Keith with "At My Neck." Guys, if we were live, I'd be able to show you the video. But go to YouTube, check it out. Brian Keith, "At My Neck." All right. Congratulations. Where's my applause? Come on, guys. 2019 Video of the Year, Brian Keith, "At My Neck." The applause is getting all right. Yes. Next category. Moving on. Our best female author category. Again, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we had to add additional categories this year because our listening audience expanded, as well as our guests. We I don't want to say cater to, but our mission is to be able to support all those within the independent communities and provide an additional platform for them to be able to express themselves freely, market, promote their brand. That's what we're here for, all right? So the independent community does also include the literary community. And, man, when I tell you, guys, we've added an additional night beginning February. Monday nights will now go to our literary community. That's just how big this thing was for us last year. I've made some amazing new friends, I think lifelong friends within the literary community. And I'm thankful. I don't even know who the first person was, how they came our way, but I'm thankful for each and every one of them. And there's not a man or a woman that isn't deserving. There is the men, they're not deserving of this award, but there is not a woman who is not deserving of this award. But again, we cannot award everyone. And again, there are criteria. In the category for best female author, hold up. I saw the list. I got to say this. All right. So when I started having all of these authors from Dream Wake Work Publishing, I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, what's going to happen when they're all in the same category together? This is going to be funny. And guess what happened? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 out of 6 that are Dream Wake Work Publishing authors in the best female author category. I would not have wanted to be the judges at all. All right. In this category, author Dinah, Cheryl T. Long, author J.A. Butler, Candy Storm, Pamela Foland, and author T. Bedford. And our 2019 Best Female Author, let me see. Well, her name is, I know, I'm keeping the suspense up because these ladies have been on me like all week. I'm keeping the suspense up just a little bit longer. All right, I'm done. All right, so our best female author in 2019 goes to Cheryl T. Long. I'm going to start throwing stuff at the back of these people's heads. You know what? Because you guys are just, you got to do better with my applause. All right? 2019 Best Female Author, Cheryl T. Long. And I have a little write-up about her. Here we go. She's an author. She's a blogger. She writes children's stories and self-help books. She's also the author of the Cherish series. she's creating a genre of her own, which she calls melodrama. And I want to say we talked about melodrama when we had her on the show. And I can't remember what it was for the life of me, but I know for some reason it seems like it would describe my teenage daughter perfectly. You know, just for some reason it would describe her perfectly. I don't know. Anyway, I'm hoping that we will have Cheryl on with us a little later. I'm showing a whole lot of Pennsylvania numbers. All right, guys, and again, I thank you all for supporting your favorite nominees, the winners this evening, as well as the Endie Fiya Radio Show. Unfortunately, because there's about 50 callers in queue right now, I cannot bring you on to shout out your fans. Your nominees, our winners. I cannot bring your fans on to shout you out this evening. Make sure that you're following them on social media, because while the show is going on, each award is being posted, as well as they're now able, once they've been announced, they're now able to share with you their win for the evening. So please make sure that you proudly congratulate all of the nominees as well as the winners that you are here supporting this evening. But again, because there are just so many, I cannot open up the calls because we'd be here all night, and I don't have that kind of time. All right, maybe you guys got that kind of time. I don't know. I don't have that kind of time. But I want to tell you, I know that we have a lot of authors that are from PA, and PA is really standing up tonight. I'm showing and seeing the love right here in Pennsylvania. So thank you for supporting your nominee or your winner this evening. All right, moving on to the best male author category. Again, another hard category. I would not have wanted to be the judges for this category either. But in this category, author Arnold Nkuna, F.L. Beatty, Gerald C. Anderson Sr., and James Turner. And our 2019 Best Male Author, Gerald C. Anderson Sr. And I do believe I have Mr. Anderson with me this evening. We're going to see in just a moment. I do know that he is he's an author. He's a publisher. He has a Life magazine. When I had him on the show, I want to say it was April of last year, he was on the show. He had a ton of books that he'd already published, right? And then there was some, I remember this like it was yesterday, he had some asterisks beside books that were scheduled to be published in 2019. Like he already knew that these books were coming out, all right? So let's see what happened with 2019. Gerald, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well. Congratulations. I don't think I've talked to you since last year. Get it? Last year. Yeah. Congratulations. So what has been going on since we had you on the show back in April of last year?
Actually, yes, I did release two other books in 2019. One was called Are You Innocent? About a church pastor who was doing a lot of stuff wrong in the background, but he was loved in the foreground. You know, everybody loved him, but they didn't know the things that he was doing in the background. And so Are You Innocent is basically the charge against you is being a follower of Christ. So are you innocent of that charge or guilty? Guilty of not following Christ. So that's what that book was about. It came out like maybe a month after the show, after I was on the show. And then I started a short story series later on in the year called The Compendium, which is about an individual who was an assassin. And he left the organization as an assassin to be a Christian. But the life keeps trying to pull him back. They
they take his daughter to pull him out of hiding, and they try to kill him, but he tries to save his daughter and not commit crimes anymore at the same time. So, and that's going to be a series of short stories.
Wow. So your genre is Christian fiction?
Christian fiction, yeah. Yes.
So I was going to save this for later because I had our first Christian fiction author, that we had on the show was a female back in March, I want to say it was. And so she kind of I knew about Christian fiction, but as far as we had people who, they had questions about Christian fiction. And so one of the questions that I'll ask that people still tend to ask is, what makes an individual say, I want to read this book, but I go to church, but I'm not really like Christian or whatever. And so is that type of book? Like, do I need to be like a Christian to read this book? You know what I'm saying? They ask dumb questions. I'm sorry, no question is ever dumb, but they ask questions like that right there. So what would be your response to that type of question? Like, do I have to be, of some type of caliber to read your book, or can I read your book? And how is it going to benefit me if what you just talked about, in the description of that first book that you wrote, how is that going to benefit a person who may be a non-believer?
Well, I write my books so that anybody can read them, and my goal is, if you read this book, I hope you're entertained by it, and I hope you learn something from it. So, in all of my books, I try to put the story in there to entertain anyone who reads it. You don't have to be a Christian to read it. It's for anyone to read. And then after the story ends, I try to put a few pages in there about whatever it is, whatever the topic is I'm talking about, and that's to educate. So I have like two prongs: to entertain and to educate. So when a person finishes reading the book, they get some education on what the book was about. For example, I'm releasing a book in March called Weight Loss, and this book has a story about people getting a chip in their head to help them lose weight, but the moral of the story is it's about the mark of the beast. So at the end of the story, you'll have a few pages that talk about the mark of the beast and revelations and bring things out in the story that shows that support from the scriptures, that gets support from the scriptures. So you don't have to be a Christian to read it. In fact, if you're not a Christian, the book is to help you become a Christian, hopefully. That's the prayer anyway. So no, you don't have to be a Christian to read Christian fiction books. It's just like any other book, you can read any book that entertains you that you want to read. That would be my response.
Is it hard for you to balance keeping the message strong in what you write while still trying to reach the non-believers, or do you just write from a certain place in hopes that...
I write. Go ahead. I write the story however I feel I need to put it out there, So I try to be as real as possible with my story, so that when people read them, they can relate to the story, because if you make it unbelievable, then people are going to walk away like, okay, that's just too far-fetched. So I try to make my stories as real as possible so that people can understand the concept and hopefully gain something from the story besides just being entertained for however long it takes them to read the book.
There you have it, guys. Our 2019 Best Male Author, Gerald C. Anderson Sr. You got any shout-outs? You want to show some love to anyone this evening?
Oh, there's so many people. I know I'm bound to forget somebody. But there's a ton of people that have supported me over the years, and my family, they're always there supporting me. So, I mean, there's so many people that I really don't want to leave out a name, say a bunch of names and then leave out somebody, but they all know who they are. They're down in a bunch of people in Florida. There's people up here in Maryland that support me, and they have supported me since the beginning when I started way back in 2010. I love them all. I'm thankful that I have these group of people around me, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard the saying that, if you want to be successful, you got to be surrounded by successful people. Well, I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of people that are successful, and they motivate me and they keep me strong and going. So I think I'm thankful for all of them.
Awesome. Our 2019 Best Male Author, again, Gerald C. Anderson Sr. Make sure that you tune in for the remainder of the show. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, before we move on to our next category, which is Best Song, I'm actually going to backtrack just a quick moment, and we are going to speak with our Best Female Author winner. All right? You guys cool with that? Again, she is an author, a blogger, writer of children's books and self-help books. She is the author of the Cherish series, and she is creating a genre of her own in which she calls melodrama. Guys, our 2019 Best Female Author is Miss Cheryl T. Long. How are you this evening?
I am great. How are you?
I am great. I am so glad to have you here. We haven't talked to you since the middle of last year, I do believe it was. What's been going on with you since the last time you were on the show?
Oh, wow. A lot. Of course, more new books. And I'm actually combining the Cherish series together into one book. I have a new agent. I'm working on getting traditionally published. And my blog website is blowing up. I have a lot of new courses on there. So I got a new book that should be coming out, I'm going to say by May at the latest. And it's called That's What Friends Are For. So it's about 5 friends that go through tragedy together and come out, triumphant. So I've been doing a lot.
Sounds like you've been very busy. I know that we follow you on Twitter and constantly see what's been going on with Cheryl T. Long since she's been on the show. And again, it's good to be able to watch the growth of my guests once they leave the show, because those that are stagnant, I wonder, like, what's going on? Like, why were you really here? You know what I mean? Because this was an additional tool for you to be able to expand, upon things that you're so passionate about. And so I know that Cheryl is passionate about what she does. Talk very briefly about this genre that you're creating, melodrama.
So melodrama, sticky topics are the topics that people talk about all the time, but they don't often read about, and that people shy away from writing about, actually. So it's the topics like human trafficking. It's the topics like being abused by, a male or a female. It's those type of topics that we know that happen every day, but people don't like to talk about, like they shy away from. So I'm trying to bring them to the forefront, and how women empower other women to, strive to be the best that they could be, and, and how women help other women through traumas with men, actually. So that's what this is about.
Awesome. What we're going to do right now, guys, is we're going to take a quick 5-minute intermission. We got to pay the bills around here. You know what I'm saying? We have to get some advertisements, some real advertisements in, and then we'll be back. You can join us right back here in about 2 minutes for the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Awards Show Part 2. Cheryl, if you'll pick right back up where you left off when we return. All right?
Okay.